everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Hey everybody, Cantonese Cat here. I'm going to talk about the big four quantum stocks everybody seems to be talking about. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the higher time frame, this is one of the four here. This is QBTS. Is it a bullish chart here on higher time frame? Yes, it is, because the Bollinger Band seems to continue to be expanding. Right, it seems to be expanding to the upside here because the basis line, which is a 20-month moving average, is now pointing to the upside, right? So yeah, it's a bullish stock. Can you lose about 2/3 of your money in a couple of weeks here? Yeah, you can. Price is up here around $11, or 50 cents. If you have chasing that, at some point down here, it got to about $3.80. You're like, this is a Ponzi, right? This whole thing is a scam. I can't believe I bought into the hype of quantum when it is just right there trying to find support here to put a support band, right? And if you look at the higher, the higher time frame here, well, not higher time frame, you look at the overall picture, you look into the log, what it's really doing is finding support at a support band, and also try to push through the 0.86 here. It wasn't able to get through, also got rejected here at the angle. Come back down, try and back test the arc here, maybe get into the lower levels, maybe even you can even potentially through time get down to the 0.618 here around $3.46. It can, because it's just gone way up from like 77 cents just a few months ago. From 77 cents to $11.50, probably not a good idea to buy when things are just way outside the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly, even though it's a bull trend, right? It just needs to find a higher low, and it is trying to find a higher low. Nobody knows how low the higher low is going to be, and I think that there are usually a couple places. If you're going to buy a bullish stock, you can either identify bullish stock before it turns bullish. Like you might say, hey, this is a lower high, no, this is a higher low over here. It might be interesting to get into that and see. It looks like it wants to pump through the arc over here. Maybe we'll just take a risk and buy down here and see what happens. Looks like a little bit of double bottom here, right? Or you can end up potentially buying a back test. You're like, okay, broke through this 0.5 foot level over here, got back close to a back test here. I'm not going to be greedy and expect an actual bull test, back test at 0.5 here. I'm just going to buy these wicks down here, and next thing you know, you did pretty well. And up here, whenever you're hitting resistance, even up here, like at this arc over here, I probably wouldn't buy. Up here, definitely at the arc resistance, probably not a good area to buy. If I was going to get into a stock like this, I'd probably try to identify like a higher low. And the higher low is going to be a good bet, maybe like at the arc over here. Even the 0.786 could have been a good higher low, but it just kind of broke through it. And the next higher low is going to be 0.618, right? It can always go down further, but if I was going to look into it, it does look bullish overall because it's just formed higher highs, trying to find a higher low. If I was going to get into that, yeah, I think it's something that may be interested in getting maybe a little bit lower. If it runs away from me, then so be it, right? Because it is finding support here to burn support band, and that could have very well been it. Do I want to chase a stock like this and try to buy a higher low, expect it to go a lot higher? No, because I don't know how long the consolidation phase is over here is going to last. Like nobody knows the answer to that, and I just don't want to buy into something when things are just this extremely bullish all the way from like 77 cents all the way to like $11.50. I just don't want to get into that. I'm going to keep watching it just for fun, reporting it, because people ask me about these kind of stocks all the time. They're not asking me about them right now because they've dropped like 50, 60, 70%. And it's kind of funny how things work. Unfortunately, it's not really that funny, but it's it's unfortunate actually. But that's just kind of how human behavior works. Looking at another one here, QBT, basically seeing a very, very similar picture here. It did back test the 0.618, right? The lock flip got rejected at 0.86. Very same thing, right? Broke through an arc, came back down, 0.618, holding strong, right? What else is this holding? Bull market support band. All of these things are basically doing the same thing. Could end up consolidating here size for longer, even for a few months before going higher. Yes, it can. Do I am interested in buying this higher low here? Not really, because just I want to sleep well. I just don't want to do that. And it also got rejected here at the arc today, right? So you see a very common theme here. I do think that once it breaks above 0.86, it's going to go a lot higher. How high is it going to go? Maybe that it ends the cycle here from previous all-time high around 40, or even up higher around like 1.236 is possible. But I think majority amount of gains probably already been made. Like you already made a 40x, so I don't know. RGTI, where's it doing? Look at it. Rejection. This one's a little bit different. It actually pushed all the way to the 1.618 level up here above. Got rejected at 1.618. Holds perfectly. Come back. Couldn't hold the 886. Couldn't hold 786. Came back to 0.618. Looks like it's holding here a little bit. Guess what else is holding? The bull market support band, right? I'm not really making this up. Can it go sideways here for a little bit longer? Yes, it can. Am I interested in buying this extremely volatile stock? No, because I want to sleep well. IONQ, where's it doing? Same thing. Got really close to 1.618 here. Couldn't get there. Ended up coming back down. Where's it finding support? This is one of the more bullish ones, I suppose, because it's finding support here at the 0.786 so far, right? And you're also finding and touching below support band. You see all these stocks are basically doing the same thing. There's really no big difference between these quantum stocks as far as I'm concerned. Some of them can overshoot, some of them can undershoot, but when they're coming back down, they're all trying to find support at important fit levels. They're all breaking down the arcs. They're all finding support at the bonus support band, and the arc is still a little bit of resistance really between all of these different quantum stocks. So I don't really have much else to say about them. Now, if you talk about QTUM, QTUM, which is an ETF that has quantum stocks in it, but it also has a bunch of semiconductors and other crap. Like, this is actually not very sensitive to quantum stocks at all. You can see that on the way up, yeah, it hit the top of my Gann square here. On the way back down here, only down maybe like 12 to 15%. Not too bad, right? The rest of the quantum sector got destroyed. So if you're bullish on it, yeah, this is an ETF, but it's going to be diluted with a bunch of, semiconductor stuff. So you're not really experiencing the gains and also the loss with the volatility. It's going to be a little bit more stable and boring. But even then, it's forming higher lows, trying to find support here at the arc, trying to push back up about the 1.618, and couldn't even hit the angle over here. A bunch of support here for QTUM QTUM. So yeah, I am still, I actually don't really care. I'm just going to stand in silence here. But I'm still, if I look at the charts, I'm still bullish on this because it's forming higher highs and higher lows until otherwise notice. Can you have these kind of sideways action here? Can it be like another 6 months of sideways? Entirely possible. Can it just end up being another month consolidation and just keep on going up higher? Yes, it can, right? But if you look at the higher time frame too, like monthly Bollinger Band, coming back test the Bollinger Band here on the upper Bollinger Band here, back testing almost perfectly. Over here, upper Bollinger Band here, right? That was QBTS, right? This is QUBT doing the same thing. This is RGTI doing the same thing, right? Got way too far, way too fast, and come back and touch the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly. IONQ, same thing. They're all doing the same thing. It's stuck in a range because you got wicks above, you got wicks down below. It's stuck in a range. Probably consolidate sideways here for a little longer. You're going to get bored with it. People are not going to pay attention to it. And next thing you know, after it just kind of goes sideways or down, it's going to pop again. And then people are going to get interested in it again. Over and over again, these are kind of how things work over time. So yeah, quantum is a reflection of life. This is kind of what I'm seeing here with quantum stocks. Take care, have a good one, bye.